On today's Minute of the Apes, running. So much running.
Take your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape!
What is the divine bomb?
The only good human is a dead human! Where there is fire, there is smoke.
The minute of the apes. The minute of the apes. The minute of the apes. The minute of the apes.
Hello and welcome to Minute of the Apes, the daily podcast where we break down every minute of the Planet of the Apes movies, 1 minute at a time. I'm Todd. It was Sean teasing us in,
Hello.
and Richard. I see you there, and what's odd is that your red hair kind of matches the amber hue of Cornelius behind you.
Virgil.
Well, it was actually Cornelius'
you
face
blend-
is what I saw. You look like you belong in that scene, so good morning
thank
and
you.
welcome to the scene.
Hey.
So here we are. We're starting off another week, and it's a little gloomy outside. Rain's about to move in, but I know we're going to bring a lot of sunshine to people today, right?
Yes, but yeah, you might hear rain in our recording today.
Yeah, it's the lovely fate of living in Texas at this time of year, which is, guess what? It's going to rain, and it's going to rain a lot. So if you hear that, just cuddle up, get yourself a little cup of tea or something, and enjoy the rain while we
Put a
talk
blanket
about apes.
on, get in front of the fire.
So here we are, minute 36. Sean, why don't you tell everyone what's going on with minute 36?
All right, we start minute 36 with a cult screaming, "Get them!" and ends with our fellowship walking past the people on the wall.
All right, let's take a listen. Minute 36, Battle for the Planet of the Apes.
Get them! Don't let anyone escape alive!
Section 10, 5, and R7 and 8. Form a group here, quick, quick! All right, move out, move! 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 Hurry! Run! Run! I've got your guns! We need another patrol, quickly! Quickly, man, hurry, hurry! All the rest of you, take your weapons and go to M5! Go, what are you waiting for? R8 through the transfers!
As minute 36, we have a village's worth of apes and humans, plus a ghost city's worth of radioactive people.
So, what you may have heard there, you heard a lot of Culp screaming, everybody do stuff. His subordinates then start yelling at other people to do stuff and to run.
Run, run, run!
And just to describe the action toward the end of the scene, when it gets rather quiet, we have our heroes walking down a hall and seeing some humans to the side. So I wanted to at least throw it out for the people who haven't seen it in a while, because it does get quiet and you can't exactly figure out what's going on, and we'll get to those things. But let's start with Culp. He's maniacal. He's losing it. He wants these people, can you call an ape a people? He wants these characters dead.
Yes.
So we start screaming, run, 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 hurry, hurry, hurry. And did it seem like to either of you, anybody was really hurrying or had a sense of urgency
Oh,
beyond the
God,
screaming?
no. Are you kidding me? I mean, you got the train conductor hat guy showing up trying to give everybody orders, and they're like, whatever. He thinks he's in charge again.
Well, the first guy, too, that's off to the right, looks like every English actor that's ever been cast in any film. His eyes are just bug wide while he's just sort of barely even kind of half trotting. And I kind of felt like he should be more in a Benny Hill sketch or Monty Python or something than he should be in the Apes films.
I mean, yeah, it just feels like they found a bunch of middle-aged extras and put them in gray tunics and said, all right, run as fast as you can, and that actually is them running as fast as they can.
I mean, that was actually kind of one of my comments specifically, is that I think they intentionally tried to find older middle-aged actors to make, because they would look more haggard as mutants than using a younger population, or I don't know, maybe they Maybe that's just all the extras they had on board at this time. Maybe this is the fan base.
Well,
They won fan contests, and it would be us. We'd be showing up for this fifth movie to run around, and then in 20, 30, and 40 years, we'd have people going, they hired a bunch of old people to do this.
but they had one
Shut
guy
up.
with really great red hair running there.
Now I've got a tunic on. You wouldn't know.
Oh,
but
that's
I'm,
true.
yeah.
Well, I think you bring up a really good point because, okay, if we're going to assume that these are the humans post the nuclear holocaust that occurred,
Yeah.
it's possible that no new births have been had because of the nuclear exposure. Maybe they can't.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
So-
I
so
like this
maybe-
idea. No children. Yeah.
So,
And as far as we've
no,
as
go
far
ahead,
as we've
Sean.
seen to this point, there's only one woman in this mutant society.
Oh my
they got
God, is
Smurfette
she-
doing the announcements, and she's the only female we've seen.
What was the astronaut's name in the first film? It completely escapes me. The one that we decided they were basically bringing along to breed the new race on that planet.
Oh yeah. What was her name? Yeah.
So is Alma or whatever her name is.
Stewart.
Yeah, Stewart.
Stewart.
Thank you. God, it's one of those that any other day when I'm not here on a podcast, I would know that name probably like just right away, but I couldn't think of it.
In my notes, I do have a list of previous characters from movies, so I can have them for reference.
Oh, you're so smart.
Yes, and I have her listed as Stewart, dead female astronaut.
So I do find it interesting now that we've talked about that these are older people. I like that idea that, coming to the assumption that these are simply the people that have survived. I again would like to see them a little more haggard looking than they are, but we get them running around.
Well, before they start running around, I like the fact that the guy who thinks he's in charge comes up to him and goes, quick, form a group here, quick. And they're already just standing there. So they just take a step forward to be there. Like, dude, we're already in a group. What are you talking about?
It is a
Well,
little,
his whole little speech isn't even really in the script. Like they kind of threw this together. Culp's announcement, killed them.
Also,
that's
don't
in
let
there.
Don't let anybody escape alive. Well, either you escape alive or you're dead and you can't escape. So you can't escape dead. So just say don't let anybody escape.
I swear to God.
That's a good point, but I think there's a kind of semantics. I think it's something you would just kind of shout out if you were in this situation, right?
So semantics are probably one of my greatest pet peeves when people argue them, and I'm like, oh, you can know this. However, if there's ever a sport for arguing semantics, I do believe Sean will be the Michael Jordan of that sport.
I have fun with that. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So we get them running with urgency, and there's this entire minute exists of two
urgency
structures.
with quotes.
Well, it exists of two structures: the hurry, and then we cut to our heroes in probably one of the most dramatic shifts from a hurry to and they're just
Quietly
sort of
walking down a
sauntering down a hallway
with a canted angle.
and we begin to see that they're looking up on the ridge above them, and there are humans laying there.
Yeah, I mean, what are they sick? Or are they? Is this their sleeping quarters? The people that don't get to sleep in the bunk beds, they have to sleep on the walls. What's going on?
Yeah.
Well, if we're going back to the minute from 2 weeks ago, where we saw the 2 or 3 or 4 just kind of hanging around in their bunk beds,
Mm-hmm.
we're supposed to get, I think, the impression that these mutants are sick and they don't have the ability to do a lot of the things that we can. But it's a really missed opportunity with this moment in particular of building just the creep and weird and odd and ick factor of what is happening, of walking down a hallway with people watching you and looking at you and kind of reaching out towards you. I mean, as a kid, yes, I was freaked out. This is terrifying. But as an adult, I recognize there's so much missed ability to build this kind of tension and oddness and weirdness by having these creatures around. We're there. Our characters are seeing these mutants kind of for the first time after hearing being chased, and they're not bothered by it. It would be interesting if they were sneaking down a hallway and one of them startles by a mutant that's there, and then they just kind of realize that they're not acting because they're sick or they're lethargic or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, you can't tell what's going on with these mutants. If you were to see, like, if they were to do a real quick close up of somebody and you see their eyes are blind or they're missing an eye,
Right.
or a hand that reaches out is missing 2 fingers or something, or it's completely missing a hand reaching out for it. But you need to see, if they're sick, you need to see that. Otherwise, it just looks like people waking up from a nap going, oh, hey, what's up, guys?
It's almost
Well,
like
we're
our
used-
apes
we're used
has. It's almost like the apes have stumbled into the actual human encampment, and all I could think was, if I'm watching this for the first time, especially if I'm a parent just bringing a kid and I don't know the folklore or everything, I'm like, what's going on? Because there's, to your point, Richard, there are no people that are maimed to some extent. There's no push for the horrific nature of what these people should be. And to me, the missed opportunity, if you really want to set up this culture of the mutants, is we should have had Culp, somebody coming, having just surveyed the really sick and dying, and that person could have come to Culp and just said something like, they're wanting more water, and Culp could push aside. So at least the narrative's there of who these people are, so that when our characters come to them, we get the danger, but there's no danger. It just seems like, for some reason, these humans are too lazy to do anything about it.
Right. I mean, even a simple having kind of a moaning sound, like
Yes.
they're in some type of pain, like it would have been interesting to have our characters walk by 3 or 4 mutants that are not even bothered that they're there, that are just kind of shuffling along, and they realize they can actually walk by them without any interference. Right, that moment where you realize, okay, I'm actually walking in this scenario, and these creatures that I'm walking by are not even bothered by the fact that I'm there. They would establish being able to walk down this corridor with these mutants on the beds and not getting any interaction from them. And then when the first one touches them, a startle. Just something. I like what the intention is of them walking down the hallway. I feel like we didn't build this up enough for it to have the impact that it should.
You said as a kid it scared you, and as an adult you're like, okay, but as an adult at the tail end of a pandemic, you dirty motherfuckers don't touch me at all.
But I'm brought of mind of Logan's Run, which would come just 3 years later, and there's the moment in that film, and I think they're called the Cubs, whenever Logan goes in, and it's almost like these derelict children are kind of about, and they're the forgotten people. You're a little scared of them because they're kind of going through the shadows. And I think of that moment, and that would be so easy to stage here. And when we talk about how this, the first part of the scene is run, 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 hurry, 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 and then there's nothing. If you at least went to a moment of horrific discovery, then this doesn't feel like an odd tonal shift. It becomes something that builds upon itself. And this just literally, and it's almost 40 seconds of this. It's just flat. You don't know who these people are. You don't get anything about it.
They should have had to go through a doorway that had a biohazard symbol on it or something.
I mean, we're not at this point. We've got some, skin applications that Alma is picking at. We've got kind of haggard looking faces. And we have people lying in beds. I really don't have a sense of the sick and the dying in this moment. They just seem to be existing.
Yeah. And the 2
Very
people that you
lethargic.
actually get that you can see their face, there's one guy at 43 seconds into this minute. There's another one right after that. And then there's one more, and I can't tell if that's a man or a woman, that look at him, and there's nothing. There are no lesions on their face. There's nothing.
Yeah.
These people should be going, water, help, anything.
Yeah, actually, if you had them say something, that might pull us into it a little bit more. Yeah, for sure.
I think that simple addition, if you put that in, at least makes it. And then when you look at the expressions on everyone's faces of, oh my God, these people are sick and dying, that would make sense. But as it is, it's just, hi, how are you? Good to see you. Gonna pass through here. Just go into that door right down at the end. Don't worry about us. We'll find our way out.
It's the opium dens of the mutant society.
And I wish for me that there was more I could say about this minute, but it really existed, those 2 structures, the hurry, 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 and the walk down that hallway. Do you guys have anything beyond that? Any other observations?
That was it for me.
Yeah, there was. I mean, yeah, this week is going to be a lot of this kind of.
I agree.
Honestly,
It's, as I made my notes last night, I